Now, before we get started with this video, I think it's important to preface it with prepare yourself, because it's definitely something that's going to juggle in your heart a little bit. But it's also the result of a Kamala Harris or Biden Harris regime. Ask yourself when you watch this video, can you really survive another 4 years of this?
Sunday night, I asked her to not stay up super late because of her coming to work with me in the morning to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night and I love you. I went to bed, not realizing that that was going to be the last time I saw her.
We're best friends.
Yeah. We're going shaking again.
I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with two men we're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
Kamala Harris was in charge of immigration in our borders. If we had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies, I truly believe this all could have been prevented. Under her being vice president of this country, my daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her.
Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn.
My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter. She failed Jocelyn. You know, she was only 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.
Kamala Harris. Hearing stuff like this is just gut-wrenching. Matter of fact, earlier today, we shared a video that Donald Trump posted that Elon Musk went on to share on his X profile. And again, this is the same exact scenario. Oh man, with all the, I want to read some of the comments from here. It says, with all the fake outrage from the left over this dumb oh wait, hold on. This sound like it's some other than what we doing. Hold on. Okay, no, I know what that comment is referencing, but we'll get to that later. Somebody said, this is why we need the dream team to come and take control of our great country, MAGA. Somebody said, imagine still being a Democrat. I don't understand how you can be a Democrat voting for Kamala Harris after knowing everything that you know. This woman lost her daughter. She lost a piece of her life. That's you know, forever. And it's trickles down to the result of what these policies have led our country to be where we are now. It's very sad, but I think this is an impactful video that every American needs to see. And you know, mass deportation, in my opinion, just can't come fast enough. You know, it's like when you're looking at the Democrats and you're looking at the Republican, candidates right now, it's literally like, do you want chaos and corruption, or do you want peace and prosperity? That's literally the options that we have. Kamala seems to, out of desperation, switch her policies when it's convenient for her, and she shapeshifts into Donald Trump, mini Donald Trump, low key. Because she starts to switch all of, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute because she went on the Shannon Sharp show. I'm gonna get to that. And yeah, man, I just don't think we can afford another 4 years of Kamala Harris in America. Somebody says it's important to put faces and voices to these very real victims. It is the least we can do for them. They were dehumanized by being butchered like animals. This humanizes their memory. I'm sorry. Heartbreaking for sure. But shout out to Elon Musk, man, for being a pillar and sharing, the truth. RIP to Jocelyn. We definitely need safe and secure borders. This definitely has to stop.
In just the last hour, the sheriff's office has announced they have made an arrest in the double murder of this couple right here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Simone D'Alba. Nearly 2 months ago, 22-year-old Mijal Conejero Romera and her 22-year-old boyfriend, Diego Alexander Willette, were shot and killed in a Sterling parking lot. Rafael Sanchez Cruz is with us. And he says investigators are looking into who's behind this homicide.
Yeah, that's right. Loudoun County Sheriff's Michael Chapman says they have in custody a known MS-13 gang member for this murder. However, so far, this teenager has only been charged for the death of Mijal Conejero Romera. So Chapman says Marlene Medrano Ortiz, who you see right there, was arrested in the Mount Vernon area of Alexandria. The 18-year-old is an undocumented immigrant and self-identified MS-13 gang member. Now, prosecutors say he was arraigned this morning for a single count of second-degree murder and a gun-related charge. Commonwealth's attorney Bob Anderson says more charges could be pending as the investigation moves forward. Today, we are learning that Medrano Ortiz had some kind of confrontation with the couple before the fatal shooting. But Sheriff Chapman did not want to offer a motive or say whether the victims knew the alleged killer. Investigators say that around 4:30 in the morning on August 28th, they got a call about an argument in the parking lot near Ridgetop Circle in Sterling. When deputies arrived, they found Mijal Conejero Romera and Diego Alexander Willette dead with gunshot wounds. Sheriff Chapman called this arrest a region-wide effort and offered up a message about the presence of this criminal gang in the region.
I can tell you when I was first here, 2012, 2013, we had some gang issues there. When I was first on, it seemed to subside for quite a while, and it seems to me as though they're starting to pick up again, and that's what really concerns me, and that's what we felt was very, very important to get this information out.
And just a couple of days ago, our Katie Lusso spoke exclusively to Mijal's friend, who said that these two met when they were working at Amazon. She, of course, wanted justice for her friend. As for Medrano Ortiz, he's due back in Loudoun County Court on December 5th for a preliminary hearing.
I think it's important for me to display this because, it's a clear reminder that Kamala Harris is the border czar. For everybody who's sitting back and going, why y'all keep saying this? This is why. Right here. And you know what? I also want to take some time to remind y'all. Well, real quickly, just to sum it up, I want to skip past that, even though they summed it up. An MS-13 gang member who's in the country illegally. They were arrested and charged in connection to the murder of 2 individuals in Virginia. And that right there could have been preventable had Kamala Harris not done her job. You know what I mean? This really makes my blood boil. I'm really trying not to be derogatory. But I just know this is more on Kamala's hands. This is on the hands of Kamala Harris. Every single day we are reminded that the government does not care about you. All they care about is their grasp on power and perpetuity. Man, you ask me, she seems like an accessory right here. And I wanted to have a flashback moment real quick. I'm going to show y'all this. Remember, Kamala Harris tried to make fun of Trump's border wall while getting fact-checked by Anderson Cooper at the town hall. Check this out.
Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on, they didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? in the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to a
come
bill
on.
that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing.
Agreed.
Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on it? Let's just fix the...
Please, America, don't be fooled. She's in a position asking, why can't we fix it? She's the one that's not fixing it. Remember, she's also the one that said she can't think of any mistakes that she's made since being under the Biden regime. And also saying that she was a part of most of the decisions that Joe Biden made. Just keep all this in mind, please.
The problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
Kamala Harris. I'll end this by saying what J.D. Vance quoted today. Jocelyn should have been alive today. If Kamala Harris did her job and secured the border, she still would be. Man.